Dexter, we're down here at the Rotunda where I've just watched 6 great rounds with Liam Smith, and this has been a regular place for you. I just found out that you were telling me that you're one of the main sparring partners for his big brother in
his little brother.
Callum.
His little big brother.
His little big brother,
little
though,
big
isn't
brother.
it?
Yeah. But yeah, do you know what? It's the week. I took a week off after the last fight, and then we were just taking over a little bit, and then I just get a message of Callum Smith, do you want to come in on Friday for sparring? Bearing in mind, I'm meant to be off, but I'm thinking this is too good an opportunity to pass up. So came and sparred once with him. They liked the work, so they kept on inviting me. So that was about 4 weeks. I was with him constant, and then now Beefy. I'm with Beefy for the rest of this camp. So I've done 2 weeks with him up to now, and then I think next week is last week. So it'll be like 3 or 4 with Callum, and then 3 or 4 with Beefy.
A great confidence booster, because as I was saying before, if you weren't doing something right, they wouldn't be asking you again. If you weren't bringing something to the table that's helping them to prepare for their fight, then you're not going to get asked back. So obviously,
these are on the elite stage, the world championship level, or they're pushing on for their second world title. So it's big stakes. So they don't want anything that's not pushing them in training camp. So it's affirming to me that I'm doing well if they're constantly inviting me, because it's big stakes. So why would you want lesser work?
No, and the good thing is your next fight, we think it's October the 1st, Highton. Going to be your first 6 rounder, mate.
Yeah. We've been pushing for a 6 for quite a while now, so happy to get it. I think I'll be better as the opposition steps up, and as the round steps up, I think you'll see more of me and better of me. So looking forward to it.
Well, we just got to go back to your last fight, because your last fight was a good fight, a real good learning fight. You know, I think he come into that fight, I think about 9 wins on his record or something like that. I think he had about 16 losses, but he'd only just started going on the road, you know, and he's still a man with a little bit of a desire to cause upsets every now and then. And I think you forced him into having a real good fight with you, because if you wouldn't have fought back in the way that he did, he might not have seen the final bell. And so we know that he can do, because literally, I think it was 2 fights later, he ends up getting a win over a kid you know really well, a good kid from round here, Liam Willings.
Yeah, to be honest, I knew he was a dangerous fighter, because I'd seen a couple of fights against him. He fought some really good lads. Jordan, he fought a few GB kids, and he'd given them a good fight, so I knew it would be a good fight for me to show what I've got. And he came with ambition. He said after the fight he fancied it, so he wasn't there to make them numbers. He was trying to give it to me, and he was trying to win if he could, and he showed what he can do a couple of fights later. So it was a good fight for me, good experience. Obviously I'm a harsh critic of myself, so I wasn't happy with my performance, because regardless of who it's against, I want to shine in it, and I felt like I didn't meet that standard that I set for myself, so I wasn't happy with it. But at the same time, you also got to give him credit for what he turned up with.
Do you think that, like you just said before, you've wanted to do a 6 round for a while, you've wanted to step up in the rounds, do you think the extra 2 rounds will benefit you? Because you're quite there's a lot of thought process that goes into your boxing. You're not just, even though you're built like a guy who looks like you can go out there and just tear into someone, you actually like to work them out and figure them out. So do you feel like those extra 2 rounds will benefit you?
Of course, exactly what you just said about me being a thinker. I think I'm guilty a few times of thinking a little too much, and that's what all the people close to me have said. So they're trying to get the right balance between me being a thinker and me just letting my shots fly. But I think the 6 rounds, and eventually the 8 and 10 and 12, when I'm getting to them levels, I think I'll be able to get the right balance of that. Because over 4 rounds, you've got to rush it. It's similar to the amateurs. It's similar to the amateurs, where it's got to be at a lot faster pace. So I think when the pace drops, it allows me to think a little bit, but I've still got to push the pedal. I think it'll suit me.
Yeah, and definitely, like you say, experience like this today down here with the Smith brothers, he's certainly going to do you no harm, is it?
No, unless I'm getting beaten up, but luckily I haven't been up to now. But yeah, you just can't buy it. I'm meant to be resting a little bit more in between that last fight in this camp, but when they come calling people of that level, I'm trying to get to that level, so I've got to see what got from there.
We're about 7 weeks away, are we?
Yeah, 6.5 weeks. You would have
just been starting proper hard camp now, but you've already been in hard camp realistically for the last month.
Yeah, I've already done like a camp where the sparring anyway in the last 6 weeks. So, but like, I'm going to be sharp going into camp. My weight's not too bad, so it's a good place to be starting a camp.
What weight are you now at present?
I'm not going to disclose that, but I'm a healthy weight.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give too much away because it's super middleweight's watching.
Alright, well listen, I enjoyed watching today. Like I say, things like this is what brings you on. And when you've been doing it for the last 5 weeks, you're definitely good. I'm excited to see what we see on October the 3rd, mate. 1st, mate.
Yeah, same. I'm excited to go. 6 rounder, so getting this kind of level of sparring. I've sparred Marcus Morrison as well a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, right, yeah.
And that was good work as well.
Because you're stable, that's why I've come down as well, because Nathan actually is on the same, fights on the same night as Liam Smith does, isn't he, on September the 3rd.
Yeah.
And he's got a really, really big fight, a very, very important fight for him. But he's been doing a lot of rounds, as you've just mentioned there, been going down to Joe Gallagher's.
Yeah,
he's been sparring with Jose Burton. So I presume you've gone down there and moved around, because he's got some quality kids down there. He's got Mark Heffron, the British champion.
Yeah, I've done rounds with Mark Heffron, not recently, a couple of years ago, but for that last fight, for the fight just gone, I was up in Gallagher's gym quite a lot, and I was sparring 2 of his lads. So yeah, familiar with that company.
Because I think Marcus Morrison is fighting on the same night, or this Saturday, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but he's got a big fight against Denzel Bettany, who's also a good mate of mine, so it's got to be one that I'm going to be watching intently.
How do you know Denzel?
I'd done a week up in Peacock,
right.
And I was sparring with him quite a lot. And then I met him.
British champion.
Yeah, I met him a couple of years ago, and then we just got cool since then. And then I said I'm going to come up because my brother lives 20 minutes away from the Peacock gym. So I went and lived with him, and I was just in the Peacock gym doing a camp in there. So got close with Denzel. It's a good mate. Obviously I know Marcus from Pat's gym being there, so it's one that I'm going to be watching intently.
Definitely. Right, so future opponents.
Yeah, potentially they're the weight below, but if they step up, potentially, yeah. To be honest, I like Denzel, so unless I wouldn't want to, but if the demand is there, I'd have to take it, but I wouldn't want to because I like Denzel. He's a good mate.
I was just saying though, I was talking to Jamie Moore yesterday, and he was talking. He said, it's a business, and he fought 2 of his best mates. He fought Matthew Macklin and Ryan Rhodes, and he was really close with both of them.
Yeah.
So you do what you have to do, don't you?
There's no friends in boxing, as they say. So if the demand and the money, if that's right, then I'll take certain fights. But ideally, I wouldn't want to, because the mindset I get in when it comes to a fight, I don't want to.
It's got to be worth it, hasn't it? It's got to be good money and a title.
Yeah, but I build up an animosity, like competitive animosity to my opponents, like to where, like, if he's hurt, I'm not thinking about. Obviously, I don't want to hurt him like beyond the context of the ring. But if someone's hurt, then I'm gonna go for the kill. So I wouldn't want to do that with someone that I've got a good liking for, unless it was worth it. So there's certain people I wouldn't want to fight, but if it's the right thing to do at the right time, then I'll do it.
Well, listen, we're a few fights away from all those fights yet, so we look forward to your first 6 rounder, October the 1st, down at the Knowsley Leisure Centre in Hyden.
I think so. Yeah, I need to speak
to. It's got a fancy name.
I need to speak to.
The venue though.
I haven't been, but
it's good little venue, a little sports hall thing, but it's absolutely beautiful. And a good little setup there. So.
Yeah, all that doesn't matter when the punches are flying; they feel the same anyway. So whether it's MGM Grand or it's a sports centre, a fight's a fight.
So sometimes if you're stuck in a dingy little changing rooms and it's wet and mouldy and cold, it's not nice. This is beautiful and clean, so it always makes a nice little bit of an added bonus. So good luck for the 1st. Hopefully I'll be chatting to you and saying we're number 5, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Dexter, take care.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Nice one, mate, thank you.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.